Hello and welcome back to our Parkitect Campaign mode series. If you are just joining us, we just completed the Nova Lab scenario up here in the I guess it's part of the Mystic Desert? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to continue. That unlocked a different scenario. That unlocked Adventure Island, but we're not going to go there. We are going to go back down to the Archipelago Adventures scenario. This one is a small archipelago, it is up for sale and would be ideal for a tropical park. We have a tropical paradise for your guests. Oh, hello, plane. For this scenario, we need to have an experiences rating of at least 70%, have no loan debt, have an operating profit of at least 1,500, and in our optional, we have at least 250 guests in your park, have at least 500 guests in your park, and complete all non-optional goals by the end of June year 3. So it kind of sounds like we may have a loan to start out with here, which is fine. But let's go ahead, we're going to pause it for now. We also want to take a look and see, we get $8,000 once we get 250 guests in the park, and 500 is just there so you can max out, I guess. But our main goals have no loan debts. Oh, we don't have any loan debts right now, so that's really good. Operating profit of 1,500. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. I don't know how many months we have to sustain that, if we have to sustain it for a month or 2 months. Oh, hold the goals at 100% completion for 2 months to win. So, and then the experiences rating, I'm not too concerned about that either, but we can see there's not a lot of buildable land. It does look like we can purchase land back here, which I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I don't know how to purchase land. Can I? What's this? Blueprints? No. Terraforming. Oh, buy land. Oh, so it's literally like you... Land price per tile, $25. So we could buy that whole thing if we wanted to. We got a little more out here that's beneficial. But yeah, not a whole lot of land to work with at the beginning here. In terms of our attractions, we got the carousel, the car ride and Ferris wheel, or the calm rides. We got the twister and the wipeout for the thrill rides. The junior coaster, we do start with the steel coaster, that's good. And then the wild mouse, the monorail, and log flume, and the paddle boats. So I don't think we need to go overkill with the research right away. We'll definitely go with the thrill rides to start at $100. I think that's good. Oh, I didn't take a look. We got bubble tea, turkey leg. So we have food and shops, we have toilets, we have souvenirs, cash machine. So there is some good stuff in here too. What we'll probably do, we're definitely gonna need, where do people, oh, is that the entrance to the park right there? Okay. So we probably want a decent ride off the bat at the front here. Whether it's a wipeout or the twister, they're both not terrible rides, they're not great rides, but you know, they'll be fine. We also probably want to have a few, like a small shop stall type thing. Maybe we put those up on top here, and people have to come up and there's like a little seating area, maybe like an overhang. That's a good idea. I don't know what our scenery is like. I didn't take a look at those. We do have decent amount. We still have a good chunk of walls, so nothing too outside the ordinary here. So that's all looking fine. We do want to get a roller coaster in too. Honestly, that's probably not a bad area right over here, because we have plenty of room. We can just kind of go up around this island, do some things out here, and then come back in. But we'll figure that out here. But I mean, there's not a lot of not a lot of easy to use land here. We could also put it over here somewhere, but we might save that for something else. I don't know. Boy, this entrance looks cool. But yeah, I think we're just gonna jump into it and try and figure out what we're gonna do here. We do need to get some happy people in here, or yeah, happy people, to get some worker stuff all set up as well, because I don't want to not do that again. That could be something that'd be good on the bottom of that station. Oof. Now I'm having ideas. Alright, anyway. We'll jump into the time lapse, and I'll see once we get a better idea of what we need to do. So I ended up going with I stayed pretty close to what I said in the live portion there. We do change it up a little bit, and we go for this really compact style on this island, and that's because there's just not a lot of land to work with. So we know there's going to have to be some attractions that hover over the water, so that's what we do with the Twister ride here. And we try and plan out for this coaster, so instead of going out and taking up more of the land that we may need to use in the future and in later parts of this episode, we just plan to use the water areas around this first island and just kind of weave it back and forth and just kind of close off the area, if you will. And we really wanted to use this front water area because that's really just, unless I'm going to put a flat ride over it, which I didn't want to, that's going to be unusable space. So we go for the junior coaster. I'm not sure why I chose to go for the junior coaster, but I end up liking it a lot, and I thought it was going to be a little more intense than it actually turns out, but it does have some nice little features. I really like this end airtime hill here as it turned around. The only thing that my biggest gripe with Parkitect is you can't build rides backwards. Like, that makes it much more difficult to have a proper, in my opinion, to have a proper brake section, because normally I build that with the station or as I'm getting closer to the end of the ride. So and I always build it backwards so I make sure I have enough space for the brake run. So otherwise I guess I'm just not that good at planning for it. So nonetheless though, it works out, and we start to get into trying to figure out what we're going to do with our shops and stalls here. So obviously the bathroom's a bad source of decoration, but we have a lot of different paths all around the place to get to our shops and whatnot. And then we also have the building that I built, the staff building or whatever it is, the depot, whatever you want to call it, that I built right up against with the coaster. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to enclose this so that guests can't see it from the outside. So we just go ahead and start building random walls. We go with this nice blue, light blue color, which I think is like this really like positive vibe, tropical theme type thing. And I think it works out pretty nice. We do have to make some adjustments to some of the parts of the building, the staff thing, and I think it works out pretty nicely. We do have to manually put in some bricks here to cover up that vent, because I know that'll show to the guests. So we go ahead and do that. That's the only place that we leave that. You can't really see it otherwise, so there's some imperfections there, but that's fine. Everything's fine. One thing I do wish I would have been able to build on top of the building a little bit more to cover it up, because otherwise I just had to build a wall, which, I mean, it doesn't look too bad once it's all said and done, but it is kind of just there. So if you're really looking into this build a lot more, you'd be like, why is this wall so tall? But like I said, it does the job. We end up coming up with a solution. And then I was really struggling with the roofs for this building. I didn't know how I wanted to make the color for them. So we could go for like this weird, like it's dark. It's not black. It's got like a little goldish tint to it. Not sure why I chose this color, but it doesn't look too bad. We do use a lot of the arches in this, the squared off arches, and we're just trying to make different, more interesting roofs at this point, to try and keep the building looking a little bit interesting. And I think we do that. I think we do a good job. We add in some towers, maybe a little bit too big of towers, but we cover it up with some trees a little bit later, and all is well. So yeah, see there, I probably shouldn't have used the same color roof there. I probably should have just made it a little bit different color so it stands out a little bit more rather than blending in with the roof. But we do add a lot of trim that kind of breaks up a lot of it, so I think that's good. We try a few different things with our ceilings, but it really doesn't start to come together until we start adding in some decals on the outside and the trees that go around. So at this point we're adding in our cornice pieces, and they just add a nice little decoration to the entire building. So we do that around a lot of this building, and because I liked it so much in the front there, so we eventually go ahead and add it. Here we go, all the way around here, and yeah, we are soon, I think we're soon done with this building, getting ready to move on to our food shops. Oh, we do have the pillars. I forgot about the pillars. Yeah, there's honestly not too much more to say about this building. It's a pretty basic building, just literally using pieces what they were made for, except for maybe the cornice pieces, and trying to worry about the decoration of everything. So at this point, this was a big step in making this a little bit more acceptable for our guests to see, and taking away the paths, the staff path, and just making them regular paths and using a sign so people can't go back there. So that was a big step. And then we also noticed that people could see this building again from this big helix in the water here. So we go ahead and we try and build rocks, but again, due to the constraints, it doesn't really work. So we add this wall saying, well, I hope this will work, and I hope it will blend in. And it doesn't. It just sits there. The good news is we don't need it, and you'll see that in the live portion. We eventually go ahead and get rid of that wall at some point. So now for the food building, we're just going ahead and trying to make something that's going to fit in this area in between the coaster, have a little bit more of an interesting roof. And I think we do it. If this building stood by itself, it would look very boxy. Even with the diagonal edges, it really doesn't do all that well, but I think it works in the end. We just start, I literally am just placing pieces with no real goal or mindset, and I came up with something that I like. So the trim makes a big difference. We add quite a few windows around the sides. We continue to use those squared off arches to kind of signify like the entrance and exit. One thing that I found very odd was we didn't have the one pavilion that has like the that's like the tarp type thing, because I really thought that would have fit in this park. Instead, it was the wood one was the best option. So I was a little disappointed with that, but again, I think our trim work was on point. Even leaving like those little gaps makes it just makes it a little different. So we do name it the Island Treats because I couldn't come up with anything more creative, which is terrible. But I was already not a huge fan of the scenario because I don't like the island theming. Not necessarily a theming, but the just building on limited space with islands and whatnot. So we go ahead and once we get those windows in, those opaque windows, it all looks much better. So at this point now it's just adding in some trees, making sure the colors and the sizes of the trees vary so it doesn't look too repetitive. And yeah, I think we only have a few more things. We have to worry about our bathroom, our kiosk, and our information stand, or at ATM. That's what it was. So we go ahead and we go ahead and work on the ATM and everything, and we come up with nice little buildings. But I wasn't really thrilled with the restroom, so we go ahead and do a little bit of research, I believe, and we go ahead and move the bathroom to the just another side of the kiosk ATM building, and it's very plain, it's very boring, but it does the job and people use it, so that's all that really matters, and it was sufficient for the scenario. So at this point we're just adding some things to the back so it doesn't look too bad. I do forget to do the front, and I never do it during the game, so that's a thing. But yeah, at this point just adding in some more rocks, trying to get our scenery for the coaster up more and more, and also adding in the fencing to get more scenery for literally everything, because I think having consistent fencing in this type of area does us a lot of good. So we are still looking pretty good. We haven't started the game yet, and actually I don't think I may run it for a little bit just to get some coaster testing. But once we start adding in these trees, it starts adding some green rather than just all that brown dirt pathing, and I really start to like that. We also have to go in and add our benches and our lights, and we're pretty much set to get the park open. We still have a couple $1,000s left. We do make sure to get our staff building connected because I forgot to do that, and I think we are pretty much good. So I think we are about to go to the live portion, so I will see you there. Alright, so we got a good looking park so far. I did run into one problem. This building is not blocked off very well. So the coasters were, decoration was medium. It was bad for a while. And then I started covering things up. I had to cover up the bathroom. I covered up a good portion of this. I put a big rock here so it blocks all that. And then we have this wall here because I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. So we're just gonna go ahead and we'll just delete those for now because I don't want to have that wall there. It doesn't look like it seems to matter. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of the wall. We'll leave the rocks just because why not? But there we go. Alright, so I went with the junior coaster. I named it Dragonfly, and that is just because I wanted something a little bit smaller. I didn't want to spend all my money because I want to be a little conscious of it since we can't have loans. You know, we haven't necessarily had an issue with that, but I wanted to make sure that we're going to be good on that front. So the ratings are not good. I mean, what you would expect for a junior coaster. 27.3, we multiply that by 0.15, and we can charge $4 for this coaster, which is very low. But nonetheless, we'll go ahead and get that open. The Ferris wheel at 29.0, we can also charge $4, which is crazy. Get that open. The Wipeout, ooh, 39.6. That's going to be, I think we can get $6 out of that. I don't think we need to, it's 6 cents off, but I think we'll be fine. The Carousel, 27.3, is looking at $4. And the Twister over here, 32.7, and that is going to be $4.50. Let's go for 5. We're 10 cents off. That may be a little bit of a stretch, but we'll manage that. And then our shops, we got the bubble tea. Let's go ahead and throw that up $1. Where do can I manage my shops from somewhere? Not there. Finances. Information, here we go. No. I can click on them now. So that's good. Turkey leg, we're going to charge $4 for that. And get that out of there. What's this one? Turkey leg, we'll click the same one. What is the second one? Bubble tea, we already upped that. And the souvenir. The absurdly large sombrero, that should be, ooh, $7. What else? Cowboy hat, $7, obviously. The sun visor, $4. Oh my gosh. We sell a lot of things here. Tricorn. The souvenirs in this game are on point. We're just upping things by $1, so this may or may not be beneficial. Oh, sunglasses. We're gonna charge $3 for that. And then spooky pumpkin. I don't think we want that. Medieval cap. No, we don't need that. Cool watermelon. Yes. Spooky top hat. No thanks. Festive top hat. No thanks. Snow guest hat. No thanks. Alright, so those are all good. They're all open. And I think we're finally ready to get the park rolling. We do have 17 guests already, but let's go ahead. Oh, I never opened this. So I think this excitement is going to go up more as we go further in to it. It's got this real weird curved lift hill. Don't see too many of those, but it's fine. I do like some of the designs on this on the outside. Kind of break it up rather than just having a bunch of windows everywhere. And yeah, let's hope we can start making some money. Let's go ahead and get this really fast forwarding. I think the next thing we're working on the transformer. So that's good. I think we will make money eventually here. We just gotta get some more people in the park, draw some people in. Here they come. Look at them all strolling in. I went with a little more compact design than what I normally do, but that is more because it's on an island and I don't have a lot of places to work with. So this is actually looking like it's rolling. It's working pretty good here. Let's take a look and see. 48.4. It's up to a high. We need to change that. Decoration went to amazing, so 7.26. That wall didn't really mean anything. So we are going to charge $7 here, which is perfect. That should start to see a lot more guest flow as we go on here. So, yeah, this building looked really odd to me for a while, but once I started adding trees in, it kind of made it look a little bit nicer. But I guess what we can do while we're waiting here, let's go ahead and grab a ride on Dragonfly. Next one. It's got a nice little finale there at the end with the airtime hill. I don't know how much you actually get out of it, but I'm sure it's pretty decent. Just to make sure, make sure this doesn't change at all. 48.5. So yeah, I think we're pretty good on that now. Quickly up to 150. Oh, we got our first sombrero. We don't have the absurdly large sombrero yet, but that's all right. We got an absurdly large cowboy hat. So let's take a look at this guy. Terry Smith. Money spent, $8. No high intensity rides. That we know that's a problem. Park fee is a good deal. That's fine. He's got glasses. So yeah, we know there's a problem with intensity. So we need to get some intensity rides. And Transformer is going to do some of that. But we are going to need to get another coaster as well. So people can be happy. We can have that balance between everything that we need. So, yeah, I think at this point, we just kind of need to fast forward until I get some more things unlocked, or I get some more money that I can buy a roller coaster, or like continue build another roller coaster. We're doing good though. I mean, $5,700 yet. No loans. Experiences are going up, and then we're not going to have operational profit for a little bit. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with where we're going. So let's go ahead, I'll speed up a little bit and I'll catch back to when there's something worthwhile coming. It did not take us long to get enough money to build this coaster here, and I wanted to try and use some of the area that was going to be hard to build flat rides on. So we go with the steel coaster to try and make it a little more intense, and I wanted it to be pretty compact and just stick in this corner area of the park. And, you know, I think it actually turns out pretty good. I think the lift hill looks a little weird, but in the end, it seems to work out fine, and I don't seem to notice it nearly as much. We certainly make it this twister layout. It's got some good speed at certain areas, good little pops of air, I'm sure, and, you know, just kind of weaves around quite a bit. I really like the idea of having 2 loops right in the front, but I couldn't get it to work out quite right, so the 2 loops portion of it are a little off to the side. And yeah, I actually ran out of money while I was building this too, but I figure it's not that big of an issue because we have that $8,000 that we were supposed to get for having 250 people in the park, and I knew if I completed this we would easily get there. So getting that all set up, it also gave me a little bit extra money to go ahead and build the station portion of the building. So yeah, it literally only took an extra $1,000 to complete the coaster. We do go ahead and play, have the game playing in the background for a little bit, just to try and get some of the test results in, also to get through the storm that was there, because I certainly like to build more in the daylight rather than through a storm. So we do go ahead. I was trying to find a way to get it to connect to the main island without having a new area come out, but I couldn't, so we go ahead and just add on a little bit, which ends up being nice because it adds an area for a new ride, which we don't use at this point. We go ahead and put this over by Dragonfly, and then we try and avoid taking out any of the supports, because of the way the supports are, we lost all of them. So a little bit of a waste doing that, but once we get that extra attraction in, these two attractions should manage the intensity rating. There's none of them are going to be listed as high, but I think they're close enough that, and I think there's enough forces in different areas that people will accept those as high attractions, so high intensity attractions. So at this point, we're just going back. We're going to use the same style for that we did for Dragonfly, except we're going to add a little bit of differentiation. We tried to use the metal roofs a little bit here, and that is more so just to break it up. I wanted to use like the curved roofs, but the metal roof is the only one that has a curved roof, or that I had so far. So we also go ahead and use some of the bigger window pieces that will also help a lot with how this station building looks. It also allows us to use the borders a little bit better. So yeah, I do try and add in a little bit extra color. I try to add in that weird yellow border that we see on the entrance building and the big staff depot thing, but that doesn't work out, so we go ahead and quickly delete that, move on, and try and get all of our pathing. We add borders to this area of the park for some reason, and I don't really know why. I guess I thought it looked nicer, and this is a newer area, so might as well keep with that theme. We also use a lot of the wooden pavilions, and that was mainly because, one, you're under the roller coaster, so that wouldn't be something you would see in a real park. Two, they're easy, and three, it does provide shelter from the rain and sun, so making people more likely to wait. And I think it looks pretty decent, especially once we again start to add trees. So at this point, we're adding in those roofs. We wanted to have a little different section up top here, so we eventually go ahead and we find this interesting way to combine the two curved, like the rounded curved roofs, which looks interesting, and then add another little like spire type thing to the top here, and I think it looks pretty nice. We start to get our borders in again, and just trying to mess around with a lot of the pillars and whatnot to keep everything broken up so it's not just that teal that you see. The brown is fine, I think. I think they work well together. And yeah, we are quickly coming to the end of this time lapse. This is the last time lapse that you're going to hear my voice, because all the other ones are relatively short. So enjoy the live portions, enjoy the rest of the video. I'll see you there. Alright, so that was a pretty nice little time lapse we had there. A shortage of meat increasing prices by 44%. Oh no. Anyway, we got our coaster built. We got a nice little station over here on this island here. I tried to make it a little more intense, just a little shy of the high category, but I still think we'll be fine. We just got our $8,000, which I had to take a loan out to get to this point. So we're just going to go ahead and repay that so we can make sure we have that there. But during all of this, we had a group that was dropped off with that preferred high intensity. It was like 36 people. They all came in, they all left. Our experiences went down to, I think, 12 or 14% in all of this. So they're currently going back up. That's why this coaster was built. And we also added in this guy over here, who his intensity is pretty high up there too, at 55.6. So that should help out a little bit. We still don't have any of those high intensity attractions. Jumper's definitely not going to do it. So it might be time to switch to coasters in our research plan, because we're going to need some. And then, oh god, are we making good money? Our operating profits aren't that great. So I think this will get better. We do currently have something that happened in another theme park that is increasing our attendance, which is great. Oh no, the carousel is broken down. We do have a lot of small attractions with medium to low intensity, but I mean, that's what the game gave us, so that's what we got. Oh, we got people getting cut. Getting just like absolutely killed as they go through here. That's pretty fun. Maybe we'll just go ahead and nope, cancel, don't do that. We'll just go ahead and leave this open. We don't need these. It looks just fine without. Maybe even just a quick little nope, that's not what I want. We can just throw that in there, and I'll just kind of square that off a little bit. So yeah, and oh my gosh, the carousel's broken down again? Oh no, there it goes. So I think we're doing okay. Our guest count is steadily rising because of the new coaster windbreaker here. So we're looking pretty good there. We had a little bit of an issue with the shops, which the hauler, I guess, just took a break or something like that. So that's all doing fine. Oh, we did adjust our price point here for the star shape. So let's go ahead. We can set that to $6. So that's not too far off. We still got a lot of room here. We purposely left this open. We do also have the transformer. We'll be getting the jumper here shortly. Those will be good attractions to throw in. I was going to throw the star or the transformer in over there, which would be pretty decent. The Wild Mouse is definitely not going to get us anything. We are making quite a bit of money now. With all these extra people in the park. I think with Windbreaker going at the speed that it is, even with 3 loops, I'm surprised it didn't get high, but anyway. I probably should have done like some type of corkscrew or something in there. Oh, there we go, we got the jumper. That's good. Don't think it's all that intense though, no. So, Transformer is gonna have to be our intense attraction here, but yeah, the park's looking alright. I'm not a huge fan so far of this scenario. Oh, we completed a goal. That's good. That is very good. What do I need to do here? Experience ratings have to go up, which I think they will. No loan debt. We do need to get 500, and then by the end of Junior 3, and I think we have to hold them for 2 months. difficult goals at 100% completion for 2 months to win. I think this experience rating is just going to continue to grow. Don't think we have much to worry about there. We are making a good chunk of money. We're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. What I am going to do is I'm going to hire one of each things. That way, if someone takes a break, there is a little bit of balance. We're also going to get a shark, because why not? They seem real fun. This thing, wow. This is the first time I've seen this attraction. I've seen one of these in person. I've never seen it operate, but I've never had an opportunity to ride it. It was closed the time that I saw it. I don't even remember where I saw it. I feel like it was a Six Flags park. Maybe in Great Adventure at some point. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but man, I can imagine that thing's pretty nuts. We're losing some people. That's alright, because that should mean experiences are still not getting much better. But it's at 44%, so I mean it is going up. And I think the addition of this coaster has done well. So at this point, we're gonna have to deal with some rain, which isn't fun. We hope we get a good coaster here that can be a little more intense. Otherwise, we may be in a little bit of trouble. So, 500. We don't need to worry about that though. We just need to get our experience rating up. Oh, rain's done already. That's good. Yeah, that's so interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'll continue to fast forward. Hopefully we'll get a good coaster here, and we can jump straight to another time lapse. Alright, I wasn't paying attention, and we completed the objectives. So yeah, but we'll go ahead and we'll finish this coaster, and then we will be right back. So, apparently I'm incapable of making an intense ride. Guess it could have been a little bit higher or faster. I do like the way it looks though. But yeah, anyway, we finally completed Archipelago Adventures. We currently have less than 500. No, wait. We need to get to 500 people. I wonder if this ride will do it. Let's find out. Actually, while we're waiting, we didn't actually take a ride on Windbreaker, so let's go ahead and... Alright, and then our new verticoaster that we just randomly opened, we'll go ahead and take a ride on that as well. Maybe, if I remember to pull the HUD up. Ooh, we're gonna get a rain ride here. Oh, and I hit the wrong button. Right, at the edge of the screen. I truly don't understand how it's not more intense than what the ratings are that it gave. 55.3, it's actually going up a little bit every time, but 458, I'm sure the rain's not going to help. What can we do here quick? Let's go ahead and let's get some marketing going. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it for 6 months, and we'll do it on billboards. And then I should have kept that screen up, not that one. We'll do this, and we will do this for 6 months, and we'll do this one on television. And I assume that'll probably get us to where we need to be, so I'll fast forward until we get to the point in which we have completed it. Alright, so we had a faux ending. Once I finished up the coaster, I thought I was done, but I did not have 500 guests in park. So we are 5 guests away from that. We are going to get that very shortly, I believe. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the scenario. I'm not a huge fan of the islands, like the small islands like this. There we go, we got that going. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's not a bad park by any means. There are certainly some nice parts to it, but nothing that I'm too crazy about. So, you know, we finished it, and we're going to be able to move on to the next one. So let's go back to the menu and see what building we unlocked. And it gave us the entrance building. I mean, it looks nice. They made it shine with the gold sparkles, but we got it all set, and that's going to unlock another scenario. The Batavia Key. I don't know how to say that. But next, we'll go into Adventure Island in the next episode. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, please leave a comment so I can know how to fix it for the next one. And if you want to find some more awesome Parkitect content, make sure you sub to my channel, Mostly Average Man. We got at least one video a week coming out. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!